If you have no idea who this video is about, watch it anyway, because you know somebody like this. Or in the years to come, you're gonna know somebody like this. Someone who's ruining their life. Someone who's leading a meaningless life. Someone who really is trapped in a sort of living death. And if they can't snap out of their own cycle of delusion and grandiose self-justification, it's gonna kill them.
Climate change is bad. We're protesting the climate change rally.
What's the point of the protest?
You feel really good about yourself.
Do you think you do it to feel good about yourself or for the climate?
I mean, I do it for the climate, and an added positive is that you get to feel good about yourself. We're not gonna go to school, we're not gonna go to work. We're gonna protest the climate, and hopefully eventually legislators notice that we care about this and we want change. You should pull up.
What is that gonna do?
It's honestly also just very empowering. It's fun. You meet people, you know, you care about the climate.
I do care about the climate. I'm not sure what this does though.
But does it hurt? What else are you gonna do? You be at protests or no?
I think it's, I went to some of the Black Lives Matter ones.
Did you feel good about yourself after
No, I didn't. I was looking around this is such a waste. We're yelling these names. I don't even know these people. I'm not doing anything and the politicians don't care. Half these people are here to just steal.
I like being a selfish asshole, you know? Being a selfish asshole is great. No one relies on you and you don't rely on anybody else, you know? Even though I'm waking up early and I'm going to the gym, I just feel like everything else is kind of in a mess. I went to the fat guy shop and I tried on normally I'm a 6L Japanese wise for jackets, and they only had a X4 or something, and it was just way too small. I mean, it fit on my shoulders and my arms really well, but it's just the stomach was just too small, and it was just frustrating, you know. I want to, it's you want things, but anyway, I don't know. I've been feeling I went to the. It sucks because I go to the fat guy shop, and I'm limited. There's only one shop in Japan, or at least in Tokyo, that I can buy fat clothes from. It's frustrating to be okay, I'm fat, so I need to, I only have a limited amount of places to buy clothing in Japan. I want, what is that? I want to be in better shape so I can do more physical stuff, I want to be able to go and climb Mount Fuji. I want to be able to swim in the ocean. I want to be able to be able to walk long distances. I want to be able to start doing martial arts so I can do martial arts videos for YouTube. It's just all this shit. I want a hot girlfriend just to simply piss off people on the internet. A hot Japanese girlfriend, I want people around me that are doing stuff, that inspire me. Everybody I'm around right now, they don't inspire me to shit. They just make me think they get me frustrated because I see kind of a reflection of myself where they're just wasting their life. But unlike them, I know what I want. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm around this mentality I realized at the guest house. That I've been around my whole life, which is just kind of well, trying stuff is scary, so I'm just gonna very, very shittily half-ass everything, and then hope it works out, and then when it doesn't, I'm just gonna blame other people. They wanna dream very small, And it's just again, with the ADHD though, it's Like I have all these things that I want, and then I'm like, oh, a squirrel, you know, like I forget, and it's just like, maybe I just need to up the dosage on my ADHD meds, or maybe I need to take more time to kind of like meditate and chill and figure out what I need to do. You know, like the way I thought of it is that like there's you know, you gotta kind of think about yourself. Like I forgot where I heard this, but it's like when you're thinking of yourself as a successful person isn't just thinking about themselves. They're thinking about their families. They're thinking about their friends. They're thinking about their employees. Like they're thinking about the people that rely on them. I like being a selfish asshole, you know? Being a selfish asshole is great. No one relies on you and you don't rely on anybody else, you know? A lot of these people that are just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, like, they don't really have that feeling of somebody relying on them to be the man, you know, to be in charge. And so I think that's like another reason why a lot of people are just kind of like, yeah, what the fuck, whatever, you know?
But I haven't really been exercising or going out a lot because it's been raining for a whole week. But yeah, even before that, I was just being lazy. I have all these goals for this year, and it's on my screen right now. And I realized I made a lot of harder goals this year than I did last year. Like, last year's goals were simple. Like, you know, wake up at 7 a.m. I still do that. Quit drinking soda. Still have done that. 2 gallons of water a day. Well, not 2 gallons, but I drink definitely 2 of these a day, which is 6 liters, so that's almost 2 gallons. Start crypto and stock trading, did that. Get up to 100k subs, didn't do that. 5k a month, didn't do that. Go from 186 to 100 kilos, didn't do that. So I accomplished 5 of my goals for 2021. You know, people like haters, like, you know, there's haters watching this video right now. They're watching among all of you beautiful, you know, 99% of you who are just love me and just come here to support your papa. There's that 1% that are going through every part of this video just to timestamp and be like, hey, he said this about that. Oh, fuck Sam. And it's funny because they're more hardcore viewers than the regular viewers, but they're, I love it. They're just foaming at the mouth now, probably hearing about this because it's like, haha, like, they're like, Sam hasn't accomplished any of his goals. Fuck Sam, ha ha ha, bitch, motherfucker. And, you know, it makes me, it's funny because they're like, he quit soda, he quit fast food, but he's still fat. What a fat fuck. And these 2 friends of mine, they both sent me, ironically, like within the same month, they don't know each other, but they sent me the same link for like a gastric bypass surgery clinic in Shinjuku.
If you look back at the videos I've made that were directly or indirectly addressed to TkyoSam, it's conspicuous how nice I've been to this guy. It seems wildly inconsistent with my character, with how I've addressed and criticized so many other YouTubers when he has obviously no redeeming qualities, and there are many characteristics of the man that I would perceive as evil and that I would find fault with, that I would criticize as evil in others. The truth is, the particular psychopathology of TkyoSam reminds me very much of my own father. That doesn't mean I like it. It doesn't mean I like him. But I'm very much accustomed to confronting my own father. I'm very much accustomed to like waking up every day and over breakfast sitting down with my father and saying, sometimes politely, sometimes humorously, sometimes in a really confrontational and ugly way, every day saying to my father, no, you're lying. You're lying to me. You're lying to yourself. No, you're delusional. No, that never happened. No, that's never going to happen. No, you're wrong. We're like, again and again, every day, trying to pin down my father on the lies he's told in the past, on the lies he's telling now. And pretty much every single one of my father's lies, they were always, as psychologists would say, grandiose. I remember saying to him in like his last year before he died, like, haven't you noticed a pattern that in all of your lies, I'm always the bad guy and you're the wonderful hero? Haven't you noticed that like all of your lies, they're somehow making everything bad in your life somebody else's fault, even when it's your son. And like, even when it was your son who was like living in Cambodia at the time and had nothing to do with your problems, where it makes no sense to blame me at all. Like, haven't you noticed that all of your lies consistently make you into some kind of wonderful hero and disparage everyone else as the villain? Now, when you live that way for a long time, it starts to become a kind of self-reinforcing dynamic in your life. And I carefully chose to include that segment where TkyoSam blames his circle of friends, which he's done many times for many years. He blames his circle of friends for their lack of ambition, for their lack of positive aspiration, their stupidity and laziness to some extent. So, gee, TKO, why do you think you surround yourself with those people? Why do you think it's only that kind of person that tolerates your company? I mean, look at my father, and he thinks of himself as this great intellectual, as this great man. It's like, gee, why is it you only surround yourself with these people you despise and belittle and look down upon? And why is it you really can't stand to be in the room with anyone who challenges you on your bullshit? Now look, there are so many ways in which TkyoSam and my father are very different men. They've lived very different lives. But there are some ways, for me, subjectively, in which it's striking how similar they are. It really matters to TkyoSam that he can go to a bar and get drunk, and that some young, slender, attractive woman will pay attention to him or flirt with him or joke around with him, that he'll get some kind of positive attention. And he just seems to not care at all that this young woman is, for example, a bartender whose job is to put up with fat, drunken slobs like you, who's like, her job description and her training will literally say you have to learn to laugh at jokes you don't think are funny and to like politely reciprocate the amorous advances of men who have no chance with you and you have no romantic interest in. Like, the difference between true and false just doesn't matter to you at all, because your ego is based on a kind of living myth, right? The mythology you want to be a part of, right? The mythology you're acting out, you're embodying, however you want to put it, is that you're that dude who walks into that bar and drinks that alcohol and, I don't know, spends that money, or you don't dance. I mean, I don't know what else you do in this bar, and that you are the man. And, in his case, it's transparent. Why is it? It's because you have a great sense of humor. Like you cling, that's what you think it is. You don't think any of these people have pity for you. You don't think any of them have contempt for you. You don't think any of them are just trying to, in that great Asian tradition, save face and help you save face. Now, look, I don't really believe that everyone gets to do with their life whatever they want to. It's a really fundamental assumption in our culture that, like, you're born on this planet and you're just here to have a good time. And, however you do that, like if you're a foot fetishist, you just spend all your time looking at photographs of shoes or something, like that's cool. That's just no problem. And if you want to be a competitive skiing champion, then just spend all your time and money going skiing. And that's cool because, hey, in the end, all of us end up in a body bag. So, hashtag YOLO, you might as well just live it up. I don't really think that's a viable model of human life. I think the reality is that some people make the right choices and some people make the wrong ones. And when you've been going for more than 5 years, like TkyoSam, saying that you literally can't walk up and down stairs anymore without intense pain in your leg, when you've been going like TkyoSam for 5 years or more, year after year, making a New Year's resolution that you're going to lose 100 pounds, and then you don't even lose 10 pounds, you know what I mean? No, it's not the case that life is this kind of wide open buffet of myriad, nearly infinite options. No. In life, you get really stark choices. And when you look back on them with detachment and insight and intelligence, you realize there's one choice that's right, there's one choice that's wrong. However, these choices are never presented to you as a fork in the road. They're never presented to you in like a menu, like a video game, like a JRPG, if you know what I mean. It's not like this little box and you pick which one you're going to do, which option. No. In life, what you always got are challenges posed to you in terms of priority. Okay? Let's say you're a man, you meet a beautiful woman, an intelligent woman, a woman with various virtues and redeeming qualities, but you just can't get along. So it doesn't work out, you drift apart, 10 years later, you're wondering what happened to you, what you might not have realized was you had a choice there. You had an option, okay? And the option was to make that relationship your top priority. Not for the rest of your life, not even for 10 years, maybe just for 6 months. Maybe you had to quit your job to make that relationship work. Like maybe it was that tough. And by the way, this could be any combination of genders. It could be a gay man with a gay man. It could be a woman pursuing it, whatever. Maybe you had to stop everything you were doing. Maybe you had to cancel your plans to go visit your parents for Christmas. Like in a 6-month time, you probably had a whole list of things you assume we're going to do. Maybe you had to stop playing video games. Maybe you had to stop going to the bar. Maybe you had to look at all your priorities in life and say, you know what? If I don't make this relationship absolutely my top priority right now, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. This woman and I, we don't get along, right? But you want her to be your wife or some kind of relationship that's going to last for decades, going to last till you're old, going to last till you die. If you don't make this the top priority in your life and cancel a whole lot of other engagements and obligations to make that happen, okay? You will regret it forever. And most men go through their whole lives not even realizing this is an option. They don't realize it in their relations with women. They don't realize it in terms of their career. They don't realize it in terms of learning a language. Like, if you're going to buckle down and really learn Japanese for 6 months, you have to make other sacrifices. They don't realize it in terms of any of the distractions and options in their life. But you know what else, Tikyo? You know what else, man? Sometimes you got to stop and recognize that your top priority, in a strange sense, has to be your relationship with yourself. That in some sense, I myself do not have the words to express. You've got to sit down and sort out who you are, what kind of person you want to be, and what you're going to do to make it happen. And it's never as simple as weight loss. It's never as simple as getting on a treadmill and adjusting your diet and so on and so forth. You haven't even questioned, Tikyo, the way in which you losing the weight, you leading a more meaningful life will require you to quit drinking alcohol forever. You have a turning point in your life where you never drink alcohol again. And dude, I hear you talking about how you get drunk and basically how you binge eat once you're drunk. And you can't tell me your drinking hasn't impacted every other aspect of your life in the last 10 years. Your relationships with women, your relationships with books, let's put it that way, the life of the mind, however you want to think of that. And yeah, sure, your body that is at this point falling apart, right? It's not some simple, isolated decision, to lose weight, build muscle mass. It's not isolatable from these other questions, fundamental questions of what kind of person you're going to be and what you're going to do to make that happen. But nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to happen if you can't realize that you're standing at a fork in the road all the time. There's a question not of what you're going to do versus not do, not the difference between going north and going south, but the question of, am I going to make this my top priority? Maybe for 6 months, maybe for 2 years. Am I going to sacrifice everything else where I treat this as the one thing that matters and I give it 110%? And if I don't make that decision now and step my level of effort way the hell up, am I going to regret it for the rest of my life? There is a fork in the road in front of you, like right here, right now. And I can say this, my now deceased father, he was standing at a fork in the road every fucking day. And the question was, really, am I going to tell a lie or am I going to tell the truth? And the lies we tell on YouTube, as bad as they may be, they're not as binding, they're not as dangerous as the lies that we tell ourselves. I sympathize with TkyoSam only because he reminds me of my father. My father was a man who could not live without his lies. His problem was that he just never could stop making excuses for the fucking terrible person that he was. And it's when you stop making excuses that you can make it a priority to become someone else, frankly, to be a better man. But you can't even think through what that better person is that you might be if you can't come to a complete halt in this cycle of deception and self-deception, this cycle of living a lie.